Hi friends, it's Tuesday, June 18th. We just finished our Board of Supervisors meeting. We started at 9:05 and ended at 1:35. So if you look at our agenda, it was really long. A lot of it was budget hearings. And then we had a call to the audience that we had, I believe, 11 people come, and then many of the same people spoke at the budget hearing, which is fine. And I think that's why we have hearings and want people to talk to us about what their concerns are. I was honored to vote to rename 2 fields at Manzanita Park to Coach Juan Tadeo Jr. A celebration and ribbon cutting will occur later in the fall when construction is completed at Manzanita Park, but it was really nice to see, his children and wife, sisters, they were there, grandchild, and I'm looking forward to having a really celebration respecting the 37 years of service that he gave to Tucson youth sports in our community. So thank you all to the Tadeo family for being there today. And then there's a proclamation of Juneteenth celebration that will take place tomorrow. And just an FYI, Juneteenth is celebrated in the city of Tucson tomorrow. So City of Tucson services will be closed tomorrow, but Pima County uses that as a floating holiday, so county services will continue. Just wanted to make sure to highlight that. And we voted on the budget. There was a discussion that started at 10:31 a.m. on, if you're listening to the live stream. So if you just want to skip to that, if that's the big issue for you, they have slides and a narrative review on what we voted on. But we had a reduction over the last 5 years of 45 cents to the tax rate. Overall property taxes are remaining the same. The budget we approved was $1.7 billion, $34 million than last year, and that 27% of our entire budget are cost shifts from the state of Arizona over the last 5 years. So currently we're at $121 million in cost shifts. So if you think about that and the reduction in revenue that has caused the state to continue to push what historically has been something that they paid for back onto us, if that could be resolved, Pima County would be in a very healthy position. There were a couple people called to the audience, talked about, the valuation of our homes and, the presumption that we're increasing tax rates. But then they come and speak to the call to the audience and then they leave. And my hope is that if they're watching this video, go back and listen to the conversation that took place there, because I think it's really important for you to have the facts. Because we did not increase tax rates, but we don't have any control if you buy your property at $150,000 and a decade later your neighbor sells their house for $350,000. Yes, that affects the valuation of your home because homes in your area are going up higher. What we're trying to do to remediate that is to increase the number of affordable homes and options that are available in Pima County to hopefully stabilize and start to bring down some of the costs to own a home, because I think it's important that everyone have that accessible to them. But I just wanted to throw that out there. And then we had a monthly financial update for April, and we are in some economic times that are a little concerning. And the reason why is because there are many variables, that indicators on our economic stability, and in general, not just Pima County, but in general. And we have unfavorable housing, retail sales, gasoline sales, federal funds rates. All of those are, the indicator is unfavorable. And the only thing that is stable is inflation. And so it's just something that we need to look at. And I was glad that that was brought to our attention. And of note, I just wanted to say this because we've talked about a lot of the departments that are over, and the Sheriff's Department has been consistently over. We received a memo yesterday from our Sheriff Nanos indicating that they will be in the black for their budget year that started the year at $7.5 million deficit. And much of that has to do with class and compensation and increased benefits to staff members in the Sheriff's Department. And so I just think that the Sheriff's Department deserves some kudos for that, because we were anticipating having to pay out the general fund for that 7.5 deficit that now no longer exists. So I voted no on the architectural and engineering design services to the jail. And what that was, the way it was explained is that the item read expansion or replacement of the jail. And I just feel like we had, the last discussion that we had as a board was in April, where we were going to have a new commission, and that commission was going to come in August, early August, to sort of give us an update of where they are. That obviously hasn't happened yet. I think it's premature for us to go out for and pay $850,000 for the design services for a jail, and we have an election coming up. And so our Sheriff Nanos has been advocating for a new jail. And so I don't know that he would be interested in the services that are going to be and the schematics that are going to be generated by an architectural and design services for expansion of the jail and the certain placement and where we are, the footprint of the jail. So I just thought that was premature. And so I voted no along with Supervisor Christie, but the item passed 3-2. And then we also discussed a tobacco vaping ordinance that came before the Board of Supervisors in 2019 and failed 3-2. And so I thought with this board, we should have an opportunity to at least look at the data from the city of Tucson, because it was supposed to be passed regionally, and the city of Tucson passed it and Pima County didn't. Asking the Pima County Health Department for statistics there, working with our school districts, looking at, let's get all the data together, talk to the Attorney General's office, what are our limitations and what are things that we can do, because the federal age for tobacco purchase is 21, but in Arizona it is 18, and the city of Tucson is 21. And so trying to make that consistent, I think, is really important. And so that item will be coming back to the board with an ordinance attached based on that informed information. And then we passed a resolution. So that item passed 4-1 with Supervisor Christie voting no. And then I-11 resolution, Interstate 11, we sent this resolution directly to, we'll send it directly to Governor Hobbs, asking Governor Hobbs to remove I-11 through Avra Valley as a consideration because of the damage it will do in that area. And that item passed 4-1 with Supervisor Christie voting no. The only event that we have for the end of this month is going to be Dia de San Juan. It's a fiesta. It's the 26th annual. That'll take place on Monday, June 24th from 6 to 8 p.m. at Mission Garden. That's 946 West Mission Lane. According to tradition, this day marks the beginning of the monsoon season. And as a reminder, there are sandbags available at many county locations. So if you have an area that tends to flood, please go down. Those are free. There'll be music, dancing, food, traditional blessings. This is a free event open to all. Thank you to the Menlo Park Neighborhood Association and the organizers of this event. That's going to be a really great event. I want to thank you for keeping up with Pima County politics. Please stay safe, stay hydrated, try to stay out of the